On this series, I am rating every steakhouse in America. Here's our current leaderboard. I've been through a lot already, but on today's video, it is all about the critics. Are food critics right, or are they being paid off to give good reviews? I'm curious, and I'm gonna find out and investigate. Because on the first steakhouse we're going, it's all about the food critics. Everywhere I found, it says go to this place, but the reviews say otherwise. And if you think I'm gonna stop there, no. Right after, I'll be going where the locals eat. I wanna know who has better taste, food critics or locals. Enough talking, we got a lot to eat, let's go. We've just arrived here on the restaurant. I got the menu here. I got a few things that I think I will be ordering. For starters, I'm gonna be going with the Wagyu carpaccio. Another thing that caught my eye is the steak frites. In regards to our steaks, they make their steaks here quite different, especially the filet mignon. So I'm gonna be ordering one filet mignon and then also a ribeye. And here we have the carpaccio. I'll be honest with you, it looks like it is American Wagyu, not Japanese Wagyu at all. A little bit of marbling, but not too much, but they dress it up with a generous amount of microgreens to charge you more money, everybody. Nevertheless, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this open, roll everything up, put it on a nice cracker, and let's see how it tastes. Cheers. I don't know if I'm just starving or this thing tastes really good. They do overpower with a little bit of the sauce. Also, for the price, I feel like it's reasonable. They do put a lot of capers on it and these microgreens. For a carpaccio, it's nice. Now let's jump into the steak frites. Here we got the second appetizer, which is the steak frites. The fries right here looks nice and crispy. Oh man, the fries are good. Let's take a look at this steak right here. Oh. I would call that more towards the rare side. But a lot of people in the comments will say it is still mooing. I'm gonna just go ahead and fold this whole thing here and take a bite. Cheers. I have problems. Hold on a second, it's gonna take a while. That hurt going down, everybody. First of all, it's not the highest quality of steak, but it's so rare that it is extremely chewy. That's the thing. If you don't cook it to medium rare and it's still completely raw, it's just way too chewy for me. Also, there's no seasoning on the steak. There's no salt at all. The carpaccio was much better because it was properly seasoned. This sucks. If this is what it's supposed to be for my actual steak, this is not looking good. And here we have our very first steak from the steakhouse. I'll be honest with you, I've never had any filet mignon like this ever. Notice how they butterfly the filet mignon. So I ordered my steak in a very interesting way because of this review. EF says the food was not edible. The steaks were burnt and the filet mignon butterflied looked like beef jerky. 1 star. Ooh, is it really that bad? Because the critics did not say that. They actually said that the filet mignon is a wonderful choice. Let's see who's right. Also, they love grill marks here, and you know how I feel about grill marks. They're just for show, they're not really for flavor. It seems like also the steak is a little bit red, which means that they probably use their in-house rub. But nevertheless, I'm gonna go ahead and slice this up, and here's what we got. And it does not look like beef jerky to me. It looks like they cooked it nicely, however, but a butterfly filet mignon seems sacrilegious to me, but cheers. There is no salt at all. Also, this is not a fresh filet mignon. It has an old taste. Lack of seasoning, the crust is not great. For it to be the best steakhouse in Orlando, this is quite disappointing. Let me try this mashed potato. Wow, that caught me by surprise. The mashed potato is actually quite creamy. They use a lot of butter. Potato is better than the actual filet mignon. That is not a good thing. Let's try the ribeye. And here we have the ribeye. Same exact thing. Not a very pronounced crust. And since the steak is slightly red, I can tell that they're using a rub for it. I love to stick with salt and pepper because you know why? You can't hide anything. You will taste the meat. When you use some type of rub on a steak, it's like you're hiding something. And as you already know, the filet mignon was old. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and cut this open and see what happens. Ooh. This is what we have, everybody. I think it's a little bit more towards the rare side than medium rare to me. Let's give this a go and see how it tastes. Cheers. You know what's funny? Both steaks taste exactly the same because of the rub that they're using. However, this one is not old. It's an okay steak, it's all right, but to be the #1 steakhouse in Orlando, named by the experts, is a disgrace for Orlando, to be honest with you. But next, we're gonna go where the locals go, where the real people like you and me go, and they say it's pretty good. You know what? I'm good with the steak. I don't want any more. Okay, time for the review. The fact that both the filet mignon and the ribeye tasted exactly the same is absolutely ridiculous to me. Even though the ribeye was fattier, it was such a low quality that it didn't make any sense. And obviously, how can a mashed potato be much better than a steak? Food critics, are you serious? Because for me, this steakhouse is getting a 2. I don't plan on coming back, but what I am excited about is to see where the locals actually eat. We've just arrived on our second steakhouse, everybody. Complete different experience from the previous one. The waiter just came, talked to us. What a nice guy. So here's my full menu that I'll be ordering. For appetizers, I'm gonna go with the seared ahi tuna and the crab cakes. For the steak, I'm gonna go with the USDA prime ribeye, cooked to medium rare. And as a side dish, some Brussels sprouts, because that's what I was recommended. I also wanna try their lobster bisque. I love lobster bisque, and I definitely wanna have that. The bread, almost instantaneously, as soon as I sit down, nice warm bread with a big chunk of butter. Soft bread, homemade. Good start so far, but let's see how everything else tastes. You know, I have such a nice waiter that he told me we have the best seared ahi tuna ever, and you should definitely try it. So we're gonna give it a go. It looks very pretty, nice presentation, and you know what? I'm gonna dunk it in the sauce. Cheers. Probably one of the most smokiest tuna I've ever had, ever. This sauce, slightly spicy, a little tangy. This appetizer is delicious. Brother, I got a question for you. Why is it so smoky? How did you get that smokiness?
That's no secret. You know, the smokiness is what everyone loves. Yeah.
Sometimes they don't want to give up their secrets, everybody, and it's totally fine. I mean, I'm wondering if that tuna was actually smoked on the grill or they use a smoked gun, because it was so smoky and I really enjoy that. But I got a review here because what I'm about to order next is a crab cake. Let's see what they have to say. Brooke says, complete joke of a steakhouse. Crab cake appetizer was a cold spoon of fake crab, and I'm sure the fillet was needle tenderized. Save your money and go to Outback. 1 star. Outback? I didn't have a really good experience with Outback. So far, this tuna is marvelous. I'm not quite sure what Brooke is talking about, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and order the crab cake anyway. Let's see if Brooke is right or she's wrong. Their crab cake looks like it has a lot of crabs. Oh yeah, this thing is filled with crabs, no joke. Yep.
How's crab cake?
You know, no feeling, straight up crab, which is a good thing. A lot of crab. But you were right about the tuna. The tuna is so much better. Tuna is the star, bro. This crab cake is delicious. Nicely seasoned, crispy on the top, nice delicious sauce on the bottom. It makes me so angry about how little mashed potato I got in the previous restaurant versus take a look at this crab cake. And that ahi tuna right there is 100 times better than that carpaccio I had. And here we have the lobster bisque. Let's give this a try. Not as creamy or buttery as what I'm normally used to. I might be biased because I really enjoy lobster bisque. Not the best one I ever had, but not a bad one either. But you don't come to a steakhouse for this. You come to a steakhouse for a steak. So this is an old-fashioned steakhouse, the way that it has been done for years. They serve you with a hot plate. They cut the steak for you and serve it directly to your plate. And the same goes for the side dishes as well. We have our steak and both side dishes. But take a look at this steak. A very well-pronounced crust. You can clearly see here that it's cooked to medium rare. This is the spinarella dorsus, which is the cap of the steak, which is the most desirable part of a ribeye. On this side, I have the eye of the ribeye. It's nicely medium and not medium rare. Take a look at the wonderful crust that we have on this side right here, which is expected from a broiled steak. But on the opposite side, it is gray and expected because they only broiled one side, not both sides. I'm not really into broiled steak because it's missing a lot of flavor. However, the crust is nice and crunchy. It is cooked to medium rare, seasoned with only salt and pepper. It's missing a few things for me, like charcoal flavor, which I think it's much more superior than anything else. For an old-fashioned style steakhouse, this is not bad.
And are you a Brussels fan yet?
I haven't tried it yet. You want me to give you an honest review?
Please do.
Okay.
There's a little smokiness, a little sweetness to it.
I absolutely hate Brussels sprouts. The sweet vinegar, what is that? Sweet vinegar glaze? Balsamic glaze?
Produced.
Masks it a little bit, but it's still
Brussels sprouts.
It's still Brussels sprout, bro. That's not for me. But overall, the steak, it's okay. Time for the review. First of all, I love when I have great service. When you go out to a steakhouse, yes, you're going for the food, but the experience that you have with your server should be very important. And for that, I must say, it was delightful. That seared tuna, the taste still in my mouth, and I loved it, everybody. I'm gonna figure it out how they do it because I wanna replicate it. The crab cake had so much crab. I don't know what the reviewer was talking about because I was pleasantly surprised. But in the end of the day, it's about the steak. They're only putting a crust on one side. The other side is kind of gray and sad. And overall, the steak was okay. And for that, Christner's is getting a 3.9. Locos, you are correct. Critics, I am never listening to you again. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below which steakhouse you guys want me to go next, because I will be rating every steakhouse in America. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.